Hey guys, I am here today to do the Indie Press Project book review for the month of November. For November, we read Milkweed, and I know I still have to do my unnamed press review, and I really would like to do that. So hopefully, I'll get that in a little bit. I'm having a lot of feelings and goals and plans and stuff for December, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, we're here to talk about Milkweed. I don't think that I've read anything by Milkweed, at least not off the top of my head. I forgot to kind of look through their catalog before I started. I kind of just picked randomly, mostly because the title intrigued me. I am a fan of inappropriate behavior in books. And yeah, so anyways, this is by Murray Farish, and it is a short story collection. Spoiler alert, I did not finish, but I figured since it was a short story collection, I could at least kind of talk about the books. This is probably going to be quite a short video, just because I do feel like I have a pretty good sense of the style and how I feel reading them. They are all vaguely similar, as most, I feel like, short story collections are, especially specifically when they're by one person. Obviously, if they're by multiple people, then the vibes are different. But this is really enjoyable. I do like it a lot. I just feel like I kept having other things that I had to do, so reading was not a huge thing. It hasn't been for me for the last few months, the whole year basically. Well, no, since June. I've not been reading very much, but anyways. So I would say that this book is not for everyone. I feel like the short story collection or the short stories are very particular. I would say he has a very strong male voice, which I do like. I don't dislike that. But there is one. The most recent story that I read was called Mayflies, and it's from a female's perspective, and I just didn't feel different enough. The voice sounded too similar to the previous voices, if that makes any sense. When you're reading a short story collection, or even if you're reading a book that is from multiple perspectives, and you don't feel enough of a difference between the different people that you're reading from, then it is a little stale is not the right word, because I don't think that these are, but just something about the way that he writes just feels masculine to me, and so I didn't really believe that it was from a female's perspective, even though it clearly was. But regardless, I do really enjoy it. I don't know how else to describe it other than masculine, which is really silly. I'll just kind of give you some descriptors of some of the stories. The title story is the last one, and I didn't read that. I read the first five of the nine, I think, and yeah, I think they're really interesting. Let's see. So the first one is about a guy who is on a ship going across. I think it might be across the Atlantic to Europe, and it's set back in the day. I don't know exactly when, but it gave me a little bit of a Mad Men-y kind of vibe, even though it has nothing to do with advertising. Just again, I think the style of it. But he is on a ship, and he's got his cabin mate, and the cabin mate is kind of a little bit crazy, and there's one couple of Americans on it, so there's only four of them total, so they're kind of talking to each other, and things get kind of weird from there, and then you find out other stuff about the cabin mate that I'm not going to say because spoiler. The second one I think is my favorite one so far, and it's called Ready for Schmelling, and it takes place in a office in an office. It takes place in an office, and the gentleman whose perspective we're reading from. Sorry, my cat is using the litter box, of course, while I'm filming. He got transferred to this department without knowing what the department is, and you try to contact HR to be like, hey, this is the wrong department, I'm not supposed to be here, and then nothing ever happens, so he just basically is going to work every day, not doing anything, and just keeping his head down and hoping to not get in trouble and not get fired, and get paid as long as he can without getting fired. And then one day he's looking out the window, and he sees a gentleman walk to his car in a very strange fashion. I forget how exactly, if it was a crab walk, or if he was the military kind of when you're on your belly and your hands and knees. I forget how exactly it was, but he walked from the building to his car in the same fashion, and he's kind of mesmerized by it. And then things kind of happen from there. It's very strange. It feels almost alien-y kind of. There's not really a good resolution to it. It doesn't like specifically say like, oh, this happened because of this. He also has, there's like a weird thing with his wife that happens. And again, there's not like a real resolution, but it just feels like just off kilter, kind of like it might be an episode of the X-Files. Maybe not the X-Files, maybe, I don't know, just it's maybe like an episode of what was that show called that I watched? Erie, Indiana, where it's just like it's normal, but it's not normal. There's just something kind of off about it. So I thought that one was really good. There's another one about a couple that has moved into a place that is like theoretically haunted, and then they start doing weird sexual things, and it's very uncomfortable. But yeah. So, anyways, it's definitely, it has inappropriate behavior in it for sure. And I'm really enjoying it, but I have a weird sixth sense, I have a weird sense of humor. I have a sick sense of humor. I don't know why that was difficult for me to say. But anyways, my sense of humor is a bit odd. So for that reason, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt. But well, actually don't. I have good opinions, okay, people? I have good taste, and I am liking this. So obviously when I finish it, which will hopefully be within the next day or two, so I'm sure I'll talk about this in my December wrap-up when I've finished it completely, but I am enjoying it so far. I would say so far a solid 3.5 to 4 star, which I feel like is where most of my books lie, is 3.5 to 4, which is to me like the perfect sweet zone of like where I want most of my books to be. It's a good solid zone. So yes, all right. If you have read this book, let me know in the comments. If you've read anything by Milkweed Press, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to participate, let me know in the comments. We're taking December off, which is hilarious since I have done not that many of these videos, but we're going to start again in January. I forget what the name of the publisher is off the top of my head, but I'll do a video announcing that. Maybe I'll do a video announcing like the first like 6 publishers or something, so that if you want to participate, you can kind of like plan ahead. Now that I'm like taking part in this other project where I'm realizing that like it's kind of nice for you to have a little bit more of a heads up than just like, oh, hey, by the way. So maybe I'll do that as well. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope everyone is doing well. I've got my if you see me wear this shirt in every video, don't be upset. I will be washing it, but it's so cute. I can't help it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.